Hey guys, what's up? It's been a long time since I actually looked at my old videos, so I figured I'd actually take a look back at some of my old work and actually do like a little commentary, like explain how I did the video, like my thoughts process for making it, music choice, all that kind of stuff. Just kind of, do a commentary on my old work and kind of give you my thoughts about it. Um, if you guys want to see more of these, let me know. If you guys want to see me do some Sony Vegas tutorials, let me know. If you guys are interested in watching this, then don't watch this. It's just something I kind of, wanted to do for fun. Because, it might be a while before I produce another video, so I figured in the meantime, you know, I figured I did this a shot. So, let's get started, shall we? Oh yeah, I remember this intro. I'm trying to go for like a film noir feel for it, Try to give it kind of like Casablanca, all those other kind of old detective films. Because whenever I thought spy, that was my initial thought. I thought of all those old black and white films, Rainy Cities, that kind of stuff. And yeah, Cheshire Cat. What happened with him is that he kind of got really busy with his college because he's going to a 4 year, and I'm still in my 2 year college right now. And he got really busy and caught up in his schoolwork, so he didn't really have a lot of time to help me out with this and send me his stuff. So I had to kind of look for other sources like smoke and interest. But he definitely taught me a lot about spy in the beginning. I definitely consider him one of my teachers. And yeah, that's probably subjective, probably by now. I don't know, like, it depends, but I think spy employs a lot of raw skill, like the ability to aim, and a lot of metagame, like knowing where the enemies like to go, knowing where the ammo and med packs are. So it requires a lot of skill in general, a lot of knowledge of the game. You can't just immediately know how to play it on the first day. Um, I made these tile cards in Gary's mod, and as I got better and more used to the interface, I got a lot more elaborate. And again, here with the whole like Rainy City film noir feel, the music I felt really suited that mood really well. Most of this footage was from Team Player Gaming, which it's starting to come back. But for a while, it was we had a hard time priming the server, but we managed to find a way to get more players coming in. So if you haven't played on Team Player Gaming before, please feel free to stop by. Um, we usually are on about 5 to 10 at night, so those are like the best times to find us. And that's 5 to 10 Central Standard Time, mind you. And yeah, this is when I first started this series, I really wanted to kind of put in the viewer's head that the spy is a support class, not a combat class or a class kind of rack up points. If you want to do that kind of thing, you're better off playing soldier or demo or heavy. But spy is it's a support class, plain and simple. With this first section, I really wanted to kind of set in stone that mechs are, they're a major part of the game, so you really should try to kill them as much as you possibly can. I really want to kind of get people to think in that mindset when they start playing spy, and eventually kind of go from there to snipers and engineers. And with the other classes, it's just a matter of situation. Like a lot of things regarding spy are situational, but the thing that's definitely consistent is that spy is really good for taking out medics and engineers and snipers, and doing that much alone is really helpful for your team.
I'm low on ammo.
Yeah, I don't really recommend continuing the way I did here, because that medic have killed me. I barely managed to make it out of that one. And I still remember all these old skins I used to use. I stopped using them because it just made I kept getting so many questions about them, and people kept complaining about them so much, so I just decided just to get rid of them. It made the video a lot more clean and, you know, polished, I think. So, but I like a lot of these skins. Like I like the Terminator skin for the heavy and the black and white spy for the spy. And the soldier camo really suits the soldier well too. So, in some of these pieces of footage I do use a revolver, but the thing is that I started recording footage like around about the 200 hour, 180 hour mark for Spy for me. So this footage, like, this was back when I was really trying to really learn the class. Like I was really trying to get more advanced in my stuff. And ironically enough, when I get to episode 4, a cut above, I just learned stair stabs. Like I literally just learned how to do those kind of stabs. So, yeah, this was literally a, you know, like work in progress. I really didn't like know how to do a lot of this stuff when I first started making this series. Man, it's just really like nostalgic to see that name, Texas Team Players. When they changed the name from Texas Team Players to Team Player Gaming, it was really kind of crazy. Like I didn't really see it coming, but I figured we still could be able to get people in if we managed to keep the team player spirit going. Regarding the video, like the transitions and everything, I used a lot of cross effect and cross fades. Cross effect had like there's zoom, there's blur, there's pixelate. I use those effects a lot, but in the beginning I used a lot of cross fading and a few other things too. I was just kind of experimenting with the different video effects and video transitions that Sony Vegas Pro had to offer. Initially though, I started off with Sony Vegas Pro 8, but I upgraded to 9 because I heard there was a lot more that I had to offer. Like right there, that's a crossfade. The blur effect that I used later on just seemed to kind of suit the whole smoky background that I had. Like the way that's worked is like is through the use of keyframes, and you'd like change the progress at one keyframe from 0, and then you put like maybe 5 seconds later put another keyframe and put progress of 50 or something, and it causes the effect to move. And I'll kind of cover that stuff later on if you guys really want me to get into detail on how to do this stuff. It's really just, you know, taking knowledge of, like, if you know how to do like Adobe Flash, for instance, then you can probably figure out how to do Sony Vegas Pro. It's very, very simple, and in my opinion, Sony Vegas Pro has the better interface of all the video editing programs that I've used. And yeah, here at the end, I just kind of made it like seem like it's just situational. Like whatever class you just have to kill just depends on what needs to be done. You don't really need to kill a soldier or a demo, because sometimes, like, if you go for those easy kills, it just, you know, it blows your cover a lot. You also might notice that the audio kind of goes from being really quiet to really loud for the game. I learned how to fix that later on, but for now, it kind of, you know, I didn't know how to do it back then. Like I said before, this is all like work in progress. I was learning as I go. And yeah, that was my first stair stab ever, I think. I think. I don't really know I don't really remember too well, but that was one of the first I caught on film. And yeah, this intro I think is probably one of my favorite things about this old video. Outro anyway. Just the music and the kind of epicness of it. It's just crazy. And I really just want to kind of give people a taste of what we're going to cover in the future. And yeah, with the end, like when I say next episode, you know, I kind of just want to give people like a heads up as to what's next. You know, kind of tease them a little bit. With the addendums, I don't do that anymore because it doesn't really work out too well. Like, I don't really like when I make any promise I can't keep. And with the addendums, it's just, you know, work in progress, because with every update, Valve may or may not release something for Spy, and if I ever get to a point where Valve doesn't really, you know, release anything worth talking about for Spy, I might not make any more videos, which is one of the reasons why I'm not going to cover the Man of Honor set. I just don't feel like it's worth talking about, but I have other things that I want to talk about, like Spy. This next one's the second episode. This one is just all about engineers and how they counter them. And Delkin525, aka Orca, he did like a two-part series, or like a two-part video. Like, he had one section and another section like just for engineers, so two whole videos of like 20 minutes worth of footage for one class, you know. So he really went to depth about engineers. I just kind of like summarized it, TLDR, if you really want to put it that way. And really, it's just dealing with engineers is kind of like a puzzle, really. It's just, you know, I just basically kind of want to give people like an idea of how different ways you can solve the puzzle, and then kind of let you kind of figure it out for yourself. It's kind of like the beginning levels of Portal, for instance. You get like a general idea of how to solve those puzzles, but they don't tell you how to do them later on. Yeah, a lot of people told me, you know, you shouldn't like talk like the Spy in your later videos, and it was like one of the first episodes, so give me a break. I just kind of want to have a certain atmosphere to the videos, you know, kind of have it, you know, really suit the whole detective feel. And yeah, that is why the detective noir is my favorite hat, FYI. That's one of the main reasons why it has that whole film noir feel to it. And yeah, I probably could have gone in more detail with some of these. Like, I think I missed a sap and shoot in the beginning because it wasn't really, like, it does work, but it's not as reliable as the stab and sap, for instance. And with the stab and sap itself, I could actually go in more detail, like how you need to wait until the sentry gun is facing the exact opposite direction. So like you have it has to turn a full 180 degrees around to hit you. If you like stab the engineer and then try to stab the gun when the gun only has to turn like 90 degrees in your direction to kill you, you're not usually going to be able to get it at that case. You gotta really learn how to circle strafe and learn the rotation of the sentry gun, so that way you don't get blown to pieces when you try to do a stab and sap. Like right there, he should have got me, but I guess because of lag compensation or something, or how the server was handling the netcode, I managed to, you know, do okay. In this piece of footage, I waited till the gun was like literally facing the exact opposite direction. What I just did there, I go towards where the gun is like rotating in my general direction. If it's rotating to the left, or not to the left, counterclockwise, and you go left to the side of it, don't do that. Go the exact opposite direction. If it's going clockwise, go left. If it's going counterclockwise, go right. So that way you don't get blown to pieces. And yeah, the sap and stab doesn't really work too well anymore. It's, usually just kind of fuck with people. I don't really use it that much. I also use the sap and stalk more than I use the sap and stab. It's just kind of to usually, like, if you sap the gun, the enemy's field of view will immediately be directed at their sentry gun, and they won't look at like where you're going usually. Or if you're on top of them like that, you can pull it off. What the effect right there was a I think it's called a subtractive crossfade, where it kind of has the color like invert a little bit and then fades out.
We got a dead rigger spy.
And yeah, with the sap and stalk, that's actually really useful if you're playing with the Eternal Reward, especially if the engineer is away from his gun. Get on top of the gun, sap it, jump off, cloak, wait for the engineer to come back around, take him out. It really helps out with the Eternal Reward a lot, and I probably should have covered that, but I just wanted to give a very broad, you know, like a very broad way of how to use the knife. I didn't want to go into too much detail because I figured, you know, the spy player in question can figure this stuff out for himself, and if he's able to figure it out for himself, he learns better that way. You don't want to give everything away. You want to kind of give the player like room to kind of figure things out for themselves. It sticks with them more if they learn for themselves, so to speak. That's why some of the best spies in this game are the ones who literally like started playing the moment this game came out. Stabby Stabby, for instance, is one of those people. Yeah, with this one I think I wanted to like, with this next section I wanted to like show how you can use the engineer's buildings against them. Yeah, I did that, yeah. Well, I did in the video, I mean. But yeah, this is the kind of stuff Cheshire did on a regular basis. Like, just fuck with people every day when he played Spy. I think he's actually the closest thing I've seen to subtle art. Like, I never actually knew who subtle art was until like much later on. And just the way that subtle art played, from what I can tell, and the way Cheshire played are very similar. And yeah, that just made me laugh. I just laughed so hard when I went to the teleporter. I'm just like, I got away. And yeah, telefragging like just kind of like came into its own when they updated Spy. I don't think initially the Spy was allowed to take enemy teleporters. I could be wrong on that. I probably am wrong because I started playing this game around the heavy update, so I'm probably wrong on that. But to my knowledge, I don't think spies are allowed to go through enemy teleporters. If I'm wrong, please tell me, because I most likely am. The funny thing is though about telefragging is that it doesn't usually work too well anymore unless you use it like when they least expect it. And that's usually just how Spy works in general. It's a matter of doing what the enemy least expects, being completely unpredictable. If you're too predictable, it's really easy for people to kill you. That's the one mistake people really make with Spy. They do the same tactic over and over again, the same methods, and people just catch on. That's why the overhead stat doesn't work too much anymore, because people kept doing it.
Nice.
And yeah, that's one of the main reasons why I don't even use the Cloak and Dagger anymore.
Sniper song you saw.
Like, I just don't see any reason to use it because of that one little extra. And yeah, when I found out that you can use dispensers like that, that was because of Duncan 525. It's a really useful tactic too. Really helps the Eternal Reward. Oh yeah, I remember this. Killed the engineer with his own sentry rockets. He was so pissed. And this part right here is pretty epic too. I love how the video ends. It's just such like a fitting way to end it. The music really helps too. Oh man, I can't believe how many fucking spelling errors I have in these videos. Putting a capital letter where it doesn't need to be, all that kind of stuff. Like I had a period, or I had a comma where there should have been a period. All kinds of errors, man. But that's what happens when you make these videos. You kind of overlook things like that. It's impossible to catch every single mistake. Like it just happens. You know? I mean, I would love to be able to correct all my spelling errors, but it happens. Like, if you look at like a Nostalgia Critic, for instance, he does that all the time too. He makes a lot of spelling errors in question.
Bye.
I loved how this video ended. Like in the beginning, that this is like probably my favorite work in the beginning, and it just kept getting better and better from there. Well, no, that's not really true. Episode 3 was kind of weak. That's the next one we're gonna watch. But like episode 3, like I knew it was gonna be kind of a boring episode because it just there's not really much to talk about. I mean, I talked about bike capping. That's like the main thing. But with like other stuff like shortcuts and whatnot, the truth is, like, you can find most of this stuff on your own if you really looked for it, and there's really only a few of them that are really useful. Like, there's a jump on gravel pit at A that I still have trouble figuring out, but once you get that jump down, you can do some crazy shit on gravel pit with Spy on defense. Especially if you're playing competitive and you're trying to get rid of their Uber at A, you can really fuck with them. And also another jump at B you can do, but I'm not sure if it's possible with Spy. There's some jumps on Badlands, that jump on Steel that I've showed y'all. There's a ton of jumps. Especially there's one on Granary that I think it was Faint who pointed it out to people, how you can jump on the little lamp light and get onto the pillar and be right above the point on last. That's actually a really useful jump. And even before he posted that, I knew how to get up there. It was a really useful jump. I just want to kind of, you know, start people off easy because, like I said before, this is a beginner series. This is just an introduction to Spy. I didn't want to overflow them with information. I left that for the addendums, which is why Addendum 1, School Pledgery, was so fucking ridiculously long. I went nuts on the Ambassador. But yeah, this is just, you know, me showing off all the different shortcuts that you should probably learn. That one I used today, actually. I actually just used that one today on Badlands. It's really handy because they always expect you to go onto the bottom and go towards the bottom floor. But you can be on that little ledge, you can stay right there, and you just go back around and continue to fuck with their team really easily. That's a nice jump too. And you can actually go literally like all the way from one house to the next house if you jump it just right. And that's another one I tried to use today, but I was way too slow, and the soldier got me. It was Bleecker, no less. If you guys play on TPG, you know who Bleecker is. Yeah, he kicked my ass in that spot today. It kind of sucks. But the transition I'm using here, I believe it was Dissolve or Threshold Dissolve is what it's called. I don't know. I generally just stick with crossfades and the cross effect blur. Those usually look better. I mean, unless I'm trying to go for something, you know, weird or interesting, I just stick with the oh, reliable, you know. In regards to Vegas, oh man, I forgot about that jump. I don't play Dust Bowl very much. But anyway, with Sony Vegas Pro, like, the interface is actually really simple. You can drop in your video, and you can split your video with S, and you can group your stuff together by pressing, I think it's G or Control G, and you can save your video or save your file really quickly with Control S. Once you learn all the commands and how to do all the, like, how to mess with the video footage, you really can do some pretty cool stuff. It's just the the footage in question, which makes the video good. Like, you'll see that if you watch like some of the PLDX videos that they have on there. Like, I think one of the guys' names is shit. There are so many people. Like Lucky Luke is one of them that comes to mind. Pinky, he's doing a electronic espionage video for us, and there's a few other people that are just like ridiculously good at this video editing stuff, and I just get blown away by their work every time. If I ever get a chance, I might make a playlist of stuff you should check out, because some of the videos that you find for like competitive frag montages or wherever they are, they really make those videos look amazing. And yeah, I remember these jumps on steel. Some of these are a pain, and some of these are really not all that useful unless you're doing cloak and dagger. And in which case, you're probably better off just not playing spy on this part of the map, because you can do better with like building up a sentry gun or going demo. That's pretty useful though. That's actually pretty handy if you want to get behind the enemy lines really quickly. Same as for that one. Very useful. That one can work, but there's usually a lot of spam there, so you might want to be careful. Good old Badwater. Man, I can't tell you how many fucking spy frag videos have Badwater in them. It is the essential spy map. I don't think there's gonna be anything else that's gonna top that. And you can get on that pillar, like right above my head, that tube. You could have gotten. You can actually get up there. But like I said before, like Badwater is just like a crazy good spy map. Gold Rush, not so much. Gold Rush is way too spammy. I just go Saharan set with Dead Ringer because I just don't care. But yeah. With these jumps, I just kind of want to give people like, you know, inklings. You know, kind of get them like to kind of figure out for themselves how to maneuver around this map or the various maps in the game. And there's probably going to be a lot more I can show you because there's so many more maps that have been added to the game. Some of these I still use today, but not all of them. And now we get to the section on spy capping. The truth is, there is a lot more I could have gone in depth with this one, and I actually think I will go in more in depth with the addendum that I want to work on, which is like covering shortcuts, crouch jumping, paranoia, all kinds of stuff, like really advanced things for spy, like advanced like spyology, I guess you'd call it. Like things you should be thinking about while playing spy, like height advantage, understanding paranoia, disguise choice, all that kind of stuff. But with spy capping initially, I just kind of want to give the player like the idea that they can win the entire game for their team with a simple action like capping the point at last tier or going Dead Ringer on the cart and just pushing it like toward the end. I can't tell you how many times I've done that on Pipeline because I just got so sick of the map. With capture the flag, you can do it too. You can just pick up the flag, go Dead Ringer, and just hold it and inch it like towards your team's base. But it's so hard to do. And CS is just such a terrible game mode for this game. It's so easy for engineers to just set up a sentry gun and completely lock down the flag. So I generally just do not play capture flag at all. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Like just jumping on the cart like right at the very end and winning the game for your team. I've died, but I caught the I pushed the cart in regardless. So just small little things like that really help out your team. Yeah, that was a fun little spy cap. And yeah, here's another one. You can kind of just, you know, inch away at people's resources until the cap is available. It actually would work pretty well on that bad water map I just did where I pushed the cart in. I could have just sat the gun, cloaked, and immediately went for the cart. But then again, I would have got my cover blown, so maybe not. If you're trying to counter a spy, do not stand still. And this was probably another one of my favorite spy caps. I just set everything and just jumped my ass in the point. I was just so lucky that my I think it was, yeah, control, or no, it was collect commander. Never mind. I'm just so lucky the soldier Imperio hadn't gotten the point with me. Otherwise, I would never have gotten it. But yeah, this has just been my little commentary on my old work. I hope you enjoyed this, and hope it wasn't too boring. If you guys want me to do more of this, let me know. It's just a way for me to kind of talk about my work and express my thoughts and all that thought process when making them. So, if you want to see more of these, let me know. Thanks for watching, and see you guys. Have a good Christmas.